Independent India's first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, said, what Indira Gandhi had said about reservations, what Rajiv Gandhi had said about reservations, insisting that Pandit Nehru, Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi were all opposed to reservations, highlighting how three of them had spoken out against reservations, talking about meritocracy. Rahul Gandhi actually hit back at the Prime Minister, saying it's actually the BJP that wants to divide and rule this country in the name of caste, and blaming him for the same.
अलग अलग जातियों में टूटने से आप सोचिए कमजोर हो जाएंगे कि नहीं हो जाएंगे। एक है तो हमें एकजुट रहकर कांग्रेस के खतरनाक खेल को नाकाम करना है और विकास के रास्ते पर आगे बढ़ते रहना है। साथियों, आजादी के बाद महात्मा गांधी कांग्रेस को खत्म करना चाहते थे। उन्होंने कहा था अब आजादी मिल गई, कांग्रेस को बिखेर दो। उन्हें कांग्रेस को लगने वाली बीमारी का अंदाजा था। जहां विभाजन की आग है, वहां जड़ में कांग्रेस का देश विरोधी राग है। आजादी के समय हमारे बाबा साहब आंबेडकर ने बहुत कोशिश की थी कि शोषितों, वंचितों को आरक्षण मिले, लेकिन नेहरू जी अड़े हुए थे कि किसी भी कीमत पर दलितों, पिछड़ों, आदिवासियों को आरक्षण नहीं दिया जाएगा। बहुत मुश्किल से बाबा साहब दलितों और आदिवासियों के लिए आरक्षण का प्रावधान करा पाए, उनको लड़ाई लड़नी पड़ी। नेहरू जी के बाद इंदिरा जी आई, उन्होंने भी आरक्षण के खिलाफ ऐसा ही रवैया जारी रखा। उनका भी कि किसी भी कीमत पर एससी, एसटी, ओबीसी को प्रतिनिधित्व न मिल पाए। ये लोग चाहते थे कि एससी, एसटी, ओबीसी हमेशा कमजोर रहे। इंदिरा जी के बाद राजीव गांधी आए, उनकी भी सोच और अप्रोच अपने खानदान से अलग नहीं थी। राजीव गांधी ने भी ओबीसी आरक्षण का खुल करके विरोध किया था। ये लोग जानते थे कि एससी, एसटी, ओबीसी अगर ये समाज मजबूत हो गया तो उनकी राजनीति की दुकान का शटर गिर जाएगा। कांग्रेस का एकमात्र एजेंडा है किसी भी तरह एससी समाज की एकता को तोड़ो, एसटी समाज की एकता को तोड़ो, ओबीसी समाज की एकता को चकनाचूर कर दें। कांग्रेस चाहती है कि एससी समाज अलग अलग जातियों में बिखरा रहे, ताकि एससी समाज की सामूहिक शक्ति कमजोर पड़ जाए। कांग्रेस चाहती है कि ओबीसी समाज भी अलग अलग जातियों में बटा रहे, ताकि ओबीसी के तौर पर उनकी जो एकजुटता की पहचान बनी है, ये ओबीसी अगर ओबीसी रहे तो उनकी ताकत बढ़ जाएगी। ये ताकत न बढ़े, इसलिए ओबीसी समाज को भी जातियों में बिखेर दो, इसलिए वो ओबीसी को भी अलग अलग जातियों में बांटने का खेल कर रही है। कांग्रेस चाहती है कि हमारा एसटी समाज अलग अलग जातियों में बटा रहे, क्योंकि आज आदिवासी के रूप में, जनजातीय समूह के रूप में, शेड्यूल्ड ट्राइब के रूप में समाज की एकता, समाज की एक पहचान, समाज की एकजुटता आज उभर करके आई है, और वो मजबूती से अपनी आवाज उठा न पाए, इसलिए उनको भी छोटी छोटी जातियों में बिखेर दो।
आप मुझे बता दो, कौन सी प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटी को आदिवासी चला रहा है? कौन सी प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटी को दलित चला रहा है? मुझे बता दो, नाम बता दो। ये बड़े बड़े जो अस्पताल है, अपोलो अस्पताल, ये सब जो है खुल रहे हैं, मुझे बता दो इसको, इनमें से कौन सा है जिसका मालिक आदिवासी है, जिसका मालिक पिछड़े वर्ग का है, जिसका मालिक दलित है? आपको एक नहीं मिलेगा, पूरे देश में ढूंढ लो, एक नहीं मिलेगा। यह बात मैंने उठाई पार्लियामेंट में, और कहते हैं राहुल गांधी देश को बांट रहा है।
And India Today's finest team of reporters now join me on this broadcast. I have Saurabh Vakhtania joining us from Dhule in Maharashtra, where the Prime Minister just had a rally. I have Mosmi Singh joining me from the National Capital, from the Congress Party headquarters. Saurabh, to you first. On a high after Haryana elections, what's the BJP's strategy in Maharashtra to ensure it's able to retain its fort?
Well, Gaurav, let me tell you, first we need to go to the Lok Sabha elections which happened in June when the results came out. Clearly, the narrative which was set by the MBA had badly impacted the Mahayuti, Gaurav. Most importantly, let me tell you, the narrative of changing the constitution was actually badly impacted the Mahayuti, and MBA played very well in this particular issue. Now, when Rahul Gandhi had a Sabha in Mumbai a few days back in BKC, he clearly said that there will be a caste-based census which happens once we come into power. 5 guarantees were released by the MBA and one was caste-based census. Now, in caste-based census, Rahul Gandhi went on to say that once our government is formed, we'll see to it. I'll ask you that what all places, there are top institutions, there are powerhouses, there are institute which runs the entire country. At all the top places, there are nobody from the backward classes, OBC or the Dalits. Only the upper class people are on this top position. So when we come to power, we'll start the this caste census, and then later on we'll see that all these classes get upper positions in the institution. Therefore, this time around they don't want this to happen, and therefore it's directly Prime Minister Narendra Modi who is on the field, who is actually campaigning and fighting against this particular narrative. Remember how Rahul Gandhi also showed the red constitution in Nagpur, and therefore right now Narendra Modi directly saying that this fake narrative will not work. In fact, he went on to say, and most importantly, Gaurav, let me tell you, there are so many castes and subcastes in the tribal areas of Maharashtra. He named everyone. He made sure that he reached out to all the castes and subcastes in this particular area. He named them all and he said that we should not get divided. Congress is there only to divide you. We are here to give you opportunity, and for the progressive Maharashtra, you have to vote for us. So very interesting right now things are going on. We are slightly seeing that how the issues of Lok Sabha are once again coming forth in the Maharashtra Assembly elections as well. In the future days, how more rallies of Narendra Modi will be happening, and in fact, Rahul Gandhi will also be here in Maharashtra. So how these issues come up and build up, it will be very important to see. Gaurav.
It indeed would be, because both sides, the Maha Vikas Aghadi and the Mahayuti, they're trying their best, one to take the fort and the other to retain it. And Mosmi, is the Congress and the Maha Vikas Aghadi, are they doing anything different, lessons learned from the Haryana debacle as far as the Congress party is concerned? Because the BJP says, look at what they may talk about the constitution, but it's blank pages that the Congress party puts out, saying that's another example of deceit.
One senior leader of the Congress party told me, Gaurav, and the writing was writ large on the wall, that the BJP didn't as much win Haryana as Congress lost it. So it was there for it to take, and the internal tussle really costed the election. But what Saurabh was saying, taking a leaf out of the Lok Sabha elections, what I see is a full throttle attack by the Prime Minister, and it's more of a counter attack. Remember, in the Lok Sabha elections, the narrative of the BJP was different. It was 400 Par, it was talking about its achievements, and thereby Rahul Gandhi harping on the constitution. They didn't really know whether it was trickling in, but it did, and a large section of the backward and the other backward classes switched on to the Congress and the allies. And we saw that in Uttar Pradesh as well, and even in Maharashtra. And that's one reason that the Prime Minister has got a template where he comes here and doesn't talk about so much as the pro-incumbency factor of the Maharashtra Mahayuti. More than that, he speaks about what Rahul Gandhi is talking about and trying to draw a wedge into the entire whole plank of the Congress about saving the constitution, about जिसकी जितनी हिस्सेदारी जिसकी जितनी आबादी उतनी हिस्सेदारी, and thereby underlining the core plank of Rahul Gandhi, the caste census. So the BJP is working its arithmetic, doing its homework, and this time round it's not going to be a Haryana, is what the Congress is trying to say, because we've seen a very quick counter attack by Rahul Gandhi. That counter attack and counter narrative was missing in Haryana, where we saw the central leadership setting in very late. This time round, Rahul Gandhi hasn't come towards the north. He's focused his campaign in Maharashtra and Jharkhand, of course, and neither of the Congress high command want to leave it to the state leadership alone.
Because that's one very, very important lesson that's been learned. Mosmi, stay with me. Not leaving it to the state leadership at a time when the three parties within the state at times are not on the same page, leaving their decisions to the central Congress leadership. Stay with me, Mosmi, because ahead of these Maharashtra elections and very, very crucial elections for both sides, Samvidhan or Constitution, that's a major election issue. It's a big political flashpoint between the Congress and the BJP. In Nashik, for example, Prime Minister Narendra Modi hit out at the Congress party, accusing the Congress of insulting the Samvidhan or the Constitution. The attack comes after BJP claimed Congress party distributed blank copies of the Constitution at one of Rahul Gandhi's rallies at Nagpur. The Prime Minister said the Congress actually blocked Baba Saheb Ambedkar's constitution from being implemented in Jammu and Kashmir. So as this Samvidhan showdown escalates, Rahul Gandhi has also hit back at the government. Taking to social media platform X, Rahul Gandhi, the leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, he said that the BJP has to respond on the issue of caste census. And he's brandished that constitution, saying they are opposing the caste census because they do not want the tribals. And this is what Rahul Gandhi is saying in Jharkhand. They do not want the tribals to, one, have their rights, and two, give away their land, their forest, their entire belt to big industrialists.
कांग्रेस गठबंधन एक तरफ जम्मू कश्मीर से भारत का संविधान हटाने का प्रस्ताव पास करता है। कांग्रेस ने जो प्रस्ताव पारित किया है ना, इससे बाबा साहब का संविधान जो मोदी वहां ले गया है ना, वो फिर वापस कर देंगे और जम्मू कश्मीर में बाबा साहब के संविधान को घुसने नहीं देंगे। और दूसरी तरफ यही कांग्रेस, उनका गठबंधन यहां महाराष्ट्र में आकर संविधान की झूठी किताब लहराता है, कोरे कागज वाली। ये कोरे कागज वालों की कटी पतंग का जमाना आ गया है।
संविधान के ऊपर कल राहुल गांधी ने बड़ा हमला किया और उन्होंने कहा कि संविधान बदलने की बात है, और
वही बोल रहे पार्लियामेंट के चुनाव के वक्त वही बोले। वो चुनाव हुआ, न्याय देवता के हाथ में अभी संविधान दिया है, जो पट्टी थी आंखों के ऊपर वो निकाली है। इतना रिस्पेक्ट हम सब आदेश दे रहा है तो भी फेक नैरेटिव सेट करने की उनकी कोशिश है, उसमें कोई भी सच नहीं है।
इस देश के अंदर संविधान विरोधी अगर कोई है तो वो कांग्रेस है। कांग्रेस ने चुनी हुई सरकारों को गिराने का काम किया। अगर कोई विरोधी है संविधान का तो वो कांग्रेस है। कांग्रेस अपने गलेबान में झांक करके देखे कि इस देश के साथ उन्होंने कितना दुर्व्यवहार किया है। 1975 में इमरजेंसी लगाई गई थी, मीडिया से लेकर के सब पर सेंसर लगा दिया गया था। क्या था वो?
सदन में फेल हैं, गुजरात में फेल हैं, हरियाणा में फेल हैं, तो महाराष्ट्र में भी फेल ही होना है। राहुल गांधी को वहां पास होने नहीं जा रहे हैं। राहुल गांधी जी ने जाने किस स्कूल में पढ़े हैं, मुझे नहीं लगता कि अब इनको कभी कोई देश में पासिंग मार्क भी देगा। रायबरेली में पास हो गए, इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है।
राहुल जी बोल रहे हैं, राहुल जी पवार साहब को पूछ रहे हैं, तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है उनमें भी तो एक मत होना चाहिए, दोनों में एक राय तो होनी चाहिए। अब 3 पार्टीज है, कांग्रेस है, राष्ट्रवादी मतलब शरद पवार साहब की पार्टी है, लेकिन शिवसेना है, उद्धव जी की, उबाठा, इनमें भी तो कोई एक राय तो नहीं है। सबकी राय अलग अलग हर जगह है, कोई इनमें एक मत नहीं है। तो मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि चुनाव में भी अभी आप देखेंगे आगे आने के बाद किस तरह से ये लोग झगड़ेंगे, सीएम को लेकर भी किस तरह से ये लोग झगड़ा करेंगे। कोई भी एक चीज़ के ऊपर इनकी एक राय नहीं है, सबके अलग अलग एजेंडा है।
देखिए, राहुल गांधी ने वही बात कही है जो देश का संविधान कहता है। इक्वलिटी की बात है, सबको मौके बराबर मिलने चाहिए, सबके हक देश के अंदर बराबर है, चाहे वो बिजनेसमैन हो, चाहे वो दूसरे लोग हों। संविधान कहता ही ये है कि कानून की नज़र में सब बराबर हैं और कानून के मुताबिक सब आगे बढ़े। यही बात राहुल गांधी कह रहे हैं।
And ahead of this very crucial state of war, Maharashtra Prime Minister Narendra Modi also hit out at the Maha Aghadi for its poll promises and freebies, saying the Congress has now got into the habit of lying to voters, promising them freebies and not being able to deliver in states where it promised those freebies.
कांग्रेस के पास एक ही तरीका है, कांग्रेस उसके साथियों की झूठ की दुकान, यही दुकान इन दिनों कांग्रेस और उसके चेलों ने महाराष्ट्र में लगाई है। कांग्रेस ने कर्नाटका, तेलंगाना और हिमाचल में भी यही झूठ की दुकान सजाई थी।
And I want to bring in Mosmi for more on the story. Mosmi, the Prime Minister's frontal attack on the issue of freebies and what Mallikarjun Kharge, the Congress party president, also had said recently, where he said, promise only what you can deliver, after the example of Karnataka and Himachal Pradesh. So how does this square up when it comes to the Congress party on the issue of freebies?
Clearly, Gaurav, the Congress ki guarantee has been one of its major success stories. If you look at Karnataka, Telangana and Himachal, where they promised bringing back the old pension scheme, and there was a string of freebie measures. And that's why, the BJP thereby, doing the micro attack as far as, the delivery of these freebie promises is concerned, wherein the attack was in fact started by the Prime Minister, where he said that this is the Congress that makes fake promises and never delivers. So clearly, now it's also going to be about the Mahayuti manifesto versus the MBA manifesto, and thereby the Prime Minister highlighting that point, also going on to say how Article 370 amend Article 3, bring back Article 370 is being passed in the Jammu Kashmir Vidhan Sabha, and thereby the Congress has a different language in Jammu and Kashmir and a different double speak in Maharashtra. So clearly national issues, local issues prevailing, and then you can see a battle that is unfolding yet again with Prime Minister Narendra Modi versus Rahul Gandhi, really gaining momentum in Maharashtra and Jharkhand.
Mosby, keep tracking that story. I will come back to you for more. For the moment, Mosby Singh in Delhi, many thanks. But all is not well in the Mahayuti either. Ally Ajit Pawar's big outsider attack on Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, a day after Yogi Adityanath reiterated his slogan of batenge to katenge at a poll rally in Maharashtra. BJP ally and Maharashtra's Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar hit back, and it was a stinging counter from him, saying those who come from outside may come with their ideas, make these statements, but this is not a part of the culture of Maharashtra, because the effort there is to keep everyone united. That divisive politics, he claims, will not work in the state, and that nobody should compare Maharashtra with other states. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath yesterday said, and I quote, "Whenever we are divided, we are attacked. Jab jab batenge, tab tab katenge." So don't be divided. You will be safe only if you stand united. Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray faction MP also slammed Yogi Adityanath for making these statements, asserting that Maharashtra has a long history of living with unity, living together, and the state will prove the BJP wrong.
महाराष्ट्र हा शिवशाहू फुले आंबेडकरांचा महाराष्ट्र आहे. तुम्ही इतर राज्यांची महाराष्ट्राची तुलना करू नका. महाराष्ट्रातल्या लोकांना हे अजिबात आवडत नाही. महाराष्ट्रातल्या लोकांनी सातत्याने जातीय सलोखा ठेवण्याचा प्रयत्न केलेला आहे, आणि शिवशाहू फुले आंबेडकरांची विचारधारा ही सगळ्या 18 पगड जाती 12 बलुतेदारांना बरोबर घेऊन जाण्याची आहे. त्याच्यामुळे बाहेरचे लोक येतात, ते त्यांचा विचार करून त्या ठिकाणी बोलून जातात.
ये महाविकास आघाड़ी सरकार जो 2.5 साल का काम उन्होंने जो किया है, और हमारा 2-2.25 साल का काम महायुति का, इसके अंदर मैं ओपन चैलेंज करता हूँ, बताओ आपने क्या किया है, बताओ आपने कितने काम रोक दिए, और हम कहते हैं कितने काम हमने शुरू किए, कितनी कल्याणकारी योजना हमने शुरू की.
इतिहास और वर्तमान ये गवाह ही कि जब भी जाति और भाषा के नाम पर हम बटे हैं तो कटे हैं, और बड़ी निर्मलता के साथ हिंदू कटा है अपने व्यापार से, हिंदू कटा है अपने मकान से, हिंदू कटा है अपने आप से, अपने आज से, हिंदू कटा है अपने समाज से, हिंदू कटा है अपने स्वाभिमान से, हिंदू कटा है अपने आस्था के स्वाभिमान से, हिंदू कटा है अपनी बहन बेटियों की आबरू से, हिंदू कटा है अपने धर्म के नाम से. और मैं आप सबसे कहना चाहता हूं, हम बटे बिना, हम कटे बिना, हम एकजुट होकर आगे बढ़े. और आपकी श्रद्धांजलि सभा में यही एक संदेश है.
ये खेल उनका पुराना हो चुका है. ये खेल महाराष्ट्र में नहीं चलेगा. ये खेल लोकसभा चुनाव में भी नहीं चला. इस राज्य में ना कोई बटेगा ना कटेगा. बटेंगे तो आप लोग. बात ऐसी है कि ये बीजेपी वाले खुद बटे हुए हैं. ये बीजेपी वाले खुद बटे हुए हैं. दूसरों को बांटने की बात करते हैं, खुद बटे हैं. योगी आदित्यनाथ मुंबई आने वाले हैं तो उनके नाम से ये घोषणा लगी है, बटेंगे कटेंगे बटेंगे कटेंगे. योगी जी को 4 भाई है, 4 भाई 40 साल में एक साथ नहीं मिले हैं कभी. कौन बटे हैं? योगी अपने माँ बाप को नहीं मिल सकता है कभी जाकर. योगी जी, हाँ, उनके पिताजी का देहांत हो गया, योगी जी वहां नहीं गए. क्या बटने के बाद? अपना परिवार एक नहीं है. आपका परिवार बटा हुआ है सबका. मोदी जी का परिवार बटा हुआ है, और आप क्या हमको बटेंगे कटेंगे की बात करते हो?
And Yogi Adityanath has repeatedly made this batenge to katenge remark in the state of war Maharashtra. He's even made it earlier in Haryana. Listen in.
छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज जिस एकजुटता का प्रदर्शन करके हिंदवी साम्राज्य की स्थापना किए थे, आज उसी का आह्वान करने के लिए, उन्हीं से प्रेरणा लेकर के मैं बार बार आपसे कहता हूं कि बंटिए मत. उन्हीं से प्रेरणा ग्रहण करके मैं आपसे कहता हूं, बंटिए मत. क्योंकि जब भी बटे थे तो कटे थे. एक है तो नेक है, एक है तो सेफ है, और बटे थे तो कटे थे.
The Prime Minister too has used this comment now. एक है तो safe hai. But this rift in the Mahayuti in Maharashtra, it seems to be widening on the issue of Nawab Malik's candidature. With less than 15 days to go for Maharashtra elections, the ruling Mahayuti coalition is split over Nawab Malik's candidature. Amidst this intensifying tensions, Nawab Malik went on to say that the BJP's opposition was expected and that Ajit Pawar would back him regardless. Clarifying that he will be campaigning for Nawab Malik, Ajit Pawar defended his candidate, saying he had faith in Nawab Malik that he will deliver the seat and that he cannot be held guilty just on the basis of allegations till the time the charges against him are proven. The BJP and the Shiv Sena will not be campaigning and are not campaigning for Nawab Malik, as the official Mahayuti candidate from the constituency is Shiv Sena's Suresh Patil.
इस वक्त हम शिवाजी मानखुर्द इलाके में मौजूद हैं और सना मलिक और नवाब मलिक के लिए खास महाराष्ट्र के डीसीएम अजीत पवार यहां पर आ चुके हैं और ये यहां पर उनके प्रचार के लिए आए हुए हैं। नवाब भाई, आज डीसीएम अजीत पवार खुद आपके प्रचार के लिए आए हैं, क्या कहेंगे?
निश्चित रूप से जिस तरह से मुझे उम्मीदवारी दी गई और वो प्रचार के लिए आए, इसीलिए इतनी भीड़ उमड़ रही है कि उनके हिम्मत की दाद देने के लिए लोग यहाँ खड़े हैं। महायुति के लोग विरोध में हैं, उन्होंने उम्मीदवार खड़ा कर दिया, फिर भी प्रचार के लिए आए, तो कहीं ना कहीं एक अलग तरह का तेवर अजीत दादा में है, ये स्पष्ट होने लगा है।
किस तरीके की लड़ाई आप इस इलाके से देख रहे हैं? शिवाजी नगर मानखुर्द से अजीत दादा खुद आपके लिए आए हैं प्रचार के लिए।
देखिए, जो माहौल है, जनता ने मुझे लड़ाने का तय किया। जब जनता कोई चुनाव लड़ाती है तो नतीजे चौंकाने वाले आते हैं।
बीजेपी ने आपका विरोध किया है कि वो आपके लिए कैंपेन नहीं करेगी।
बीजेपी का मेरे प्रति प्रेम ये जग जाहिर है और ये प्रेम की हमें पूरी तरह से अपेक्षा थी, कोई हमारे लिए नया नहीं है।
बीजेपी के विरोध के बाद भी दादा आपके लिए आए।
वो हिम्मत की बात है, मर्दानगी है, उन्होंने मर्दानगी दिखाई है हमारे लिए और वो आए, इसीलिए जनता भीड़ के साथ उमड़ के बाहर आ रही है।
यहाँ की लड़ाई आप किस तरीके से देखते हैं? यहाँ पर महायुति के 2 कैंडिडेट हैं और नवाब भाई को बीजेपी का अपोज है, तो आप इसको किस तरीके से देखते हैं?
हम आप जिस तरह से देखते हैं वैसा ही मैं देखता हूँ। मैं हमारे कैंडिडेट को जिताने की पूरी कोशिश करूंगा। वोटर हमारे ऊपर विश्वास रखेंगे, ऐसा मुझे भरोसा।
Are these fissures? Could there be changes? What will happen next? India Today's Rajdeep Sardesai spoke to Sharad Pawar. But Sharad Pawar made one thing very clear. He will not tie up with anyone who is with the BJP. Listen in to this India Today exclusive.
Is there any possibility of you and Ajit Pawar coming back? Nawab Malik and Dilip Valse Patil, your former colleagues, have said there can be realignment after election. Everybody is asking, will there be another realignment? Will there be a grand? Are you ruling it out?
If anybody is going to associate with BJP, there is no question of association of myself with them.
If they associate with BJP, suppose.
They are.
Yeah, at the moment.
They are,
But after the election, if they say, okay, we are ready to come back, we made a mistake, are you ready to welcome some of them?
I don't think they will do that, because in today's newspaper and one of your own book, there is a statement by one of the leader, Congress leaders, that we have disassociated from Mr. Pawar and party because there was a problem of ED, there was inquiry.
So you are referring to my book, 2024 election that surprised India, where Chhagan Bhujbal has told me, under ED pressure, I decided to switch. Now, after the elections, that has already created a big controversy here. But after the elections, if they all say, Sharad Pawar ji, humne galti ki, we are ready to come back, I am asking, are you ruling out another political realignment in Maharashtra? Because everyone is talking.
That situation will not be there, because Mr. Modi, he will continue.
No, in Maharashtra, can there be a political realignment? Can you?
I don't think.
It's a very, very interesting battle up ahead in Maharashtra, and we'll be tracking that story very closely. A quick break, we shift focus, we'll take you to Canada, where India has once again exposed Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's blatant double standards. He may claim that Khalistanis talk about freedom of speech and expression when they talk about India and harming our Prime Minister or Air India aircraft. But the moment there's an interview of the External Affairs Minister in Australia today, that channel gets banned in Canada. That story and lots more coming up. Stay with us.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
ज़माने से हटकर बेबाक है मेरा सिग्नेचर. Signature finest cardamom seeds, a premium product from Dilbar Group.
Hey Google, how do I do a wing liner? AI Ray. Flip the script with the new Motorola Razr 50 series.
Hello Moto.
कैसे तेरी खुद गर्जी ना धूप चुने ना छाँव कैसे तेरी खुद गर्जी किसी ठोर टिके ना पाँव कैसे तेरी खुद गर्जी ना धूप चुने ना छाँव कैसे तेरी खुद गर्जी.
मिलिए रेखा भारद्वाज. साहित्य आज तक दिल्ली में लाइव 22, 23 और 24 नवंबर मेजर ध्यानचंद नेशनल स्टेडियम, इंडिया गेट, नई दिल्ली. आज ही अपनी टिकट बुक करें aajtak.in/साहित्य पर.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
Hi, I am AI anchor Sana, bringing the top headlines for you, presented by Motorola. Uproar in Jammu and Kashmir Assembly again as BJP protests over Article 370 resolution. Supreme Court overrules its order denying minority status to Aligarh Muslim University, refers final call to 3-judge bench. Ajit Pawar flays Yogi Adityanath after Battenge to Katenge remark, says people of the state do not appreciate such comments.
Maharashtra Maha with Rajdeep Sardesai. Me Rajdeep Sardesai, yetoy. I'm coming.
Trudeau provokes India again. Canada's free speech hypocrisy exposed. Trudeau censors Jaishankar's remarks. India hits back at Canada, condemns ban. Trump wins tremors in Canada. Trudeau about to get trumped?
There is panic in Canada, and it's visible on the faces of their leaders. After Donald Trump won elections in the United States of America, Canada knows its doublespeak will get exposed, and Trump will be very unsparing. India's been very, very polite so far. But just imagine, Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, look at his hypocrisy, his virtue signaling. When Khalistanis in Canada talk about targeting Air India or attacking India's Prime Minister, or they actually attack India's Indian people, what does Canada say? That's freedom of expression. FOE? What happens to that freedom of expression when India's External Affairs Minister gives an interview to an Australian channel, Australia Today? In panic, Canada bans that channel. So no freedom of expression when Canada is being criticized by an Australian channel, but freedom of expression when Khalistanis target India. That's the truth about the hypocrisy of these self-styled liberals like Justin Trudeau. The Ministry of External Affairs actually exposed and hit out at Canada's hypocrisy towards freedom of expression. So Dr. S. Jaishankar, he's down under, he's in Australia. He had a meeting with Penny Wong, Australia's foreign minister. They had a great meeting. Everything's working out well between India and Australia. And Dr. Jaishankar hit out at Canada's hypocrisy while he was in Australia. He talked of Canada making allegations and a pattern to these allegations where there is no evidence, absolutely no evidence that Canada has offered. He gave an interview to Australia Today, issued a statement thanking Indian diaspora for their unwavering support in the face of a ban by the Justin Trudeau-led Canadian government, all of that. And Canada panicked. Look at how thin-skinned Canada is.
India-Canada ties plunge to a new low. The latest Flashpoint, a Canadian ban on the coverage of a joint press meet by External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong by an Australian media outlet. At the press meet held in Canberra this week, Jaishankar hit out at Ottawa over the attacks on Hindu temples by Khalistan extremists. He also called out Canada for placing Indian diplomats under surveillance.
The incidents which the gentleman there spoke about, and do look at the video. I think they would tell you, in a way, the political space today, which is being given to extremist forces there. So we believe in freedoms. We also believe freedom should not be misused. And have we had a talk about it? Exactly on the lines which I've spoken.
Later, in an interview to Australia Today, the media website blocked by the Canadian government, Jaishankar slammed Canada for the free run given to Khalistan supporters.
I mean, no country has a stronger commitment to freedom than India. But we always tell people, freedoms are meant to be utilized. Freedom should not be misused. Freedom does not mean that you have also the right to misuse the freedom. So freedom comes with responsibility.
The MEA reacted strongly to Canadian blackout of Jaishankar press meet, describing the move as surprising and strange. The MEA said that the action yet again highlights the hypocrisy of Canada towards freedom of speech. The Modi government also revealed that New Delhi had requested security for Indian diplomats for consular camps in Canada, which the Trudeau administration did not provide.
Canada making allegations and a pattern has developed without any specific evidence. Second thing he highlighted was that surveillance of Indian diplomats have been happening in Canada, which he termed as unacceptable. And then third thing which he highlighted was the political space which is being given in Canada to anti-India elements.
Reacting to the Canada ban, Australia Today said that it remains steadfast, undeterred and committed to transparency and a free press.
That now we can't watch you on, your content has been banned, restricted or stopped to be watched in Canada. That's what happened, and we couldn't understand the reason. The only reason was two stories which we did that day, and It probably provoked, it probably didn't go well with the Canadian authorities. I don't know what it was.
Relations between India and Canada have been strained since last year, when Prime Minister Trudeau accused India of involvement in the assassination of Khalistan separatist leader Hardeep Singh Nijjar. The Trudeau government is under fire in Canada after Khalistan extremists attacked Hindu temples in the country recently. Bureau Report, India Today.
And the Canadian hypocrisy is there for the world to see. I want to bring Sushant Sareen, Senior Fellow at the Observer Research Foundation, into this conversation. Sushant, does Canada have a leg to stand on, this Justin Trudeau government, on its so-called freedom of expression and free speech, when they claim Khalistanis abusing India or targeting India as freedom of expression? And Justin Trudeau has said so. He's done that virtue signaling, and then he goes on and bans this Australia Today because of the Dr. Jaishankar interview.
So, Gaurav, very clearly, the Canadians have gone beyond hypocrisy. And I think what can be said about them is that it's become an unhinged country. There is nothing sober and sensible about this country anymore. There's nothing even serious about this regime anymore, which is ruling over Canada. And I think it's tragic because Canada wasn't always a country like this, but under this government, which is essentially, if you look at the track record of Trudeau and his bunch, including that terrorist Jagmeet Singh, these are people who wear this very liberal kind of a facade, but you scratch them a bit and they turn out to be fascists. So whether it is any demonstration inside Canada, which they ban, the way they crack down on dissenters, the way they have crushed opinions which are contrary to theirs. And we've seen that over the last so many years. But increasingly, in the context of India and the Indian diaspora, we see this every day. It's a one-sided kind of a justice system. It's a two-tier policing system. So what do you call this country? And every time it's a regime which is constantly supporting terrorists and thugs. It has very deep linkages with these transnational criminal syndicates, which are also big financiers of many of these leaders. So what do you expect from these guys coming out?
How timid is Justin Trudeau? How compromised is Justin Trudeau? It just brings to fore how horribly compromised he is. I mean, he's almost playing second fiddle to someone like Jagmeet Singh, so dependent on him. But I want our viewers to look at that list of hypocrisy of Canada. It's not just one instance, it's multiple instances, and you must take a look at it. Canada has given no evidence to India because India puts information out in public domain for the world to see. So what does Canada do? Plant stories in the Washington Post and then is caught out doing so. It names India's Home Minister without an iota of evidence that's available. Not a shred of evidence has been shared with India. No investigation has been carried out, just some intelligence inputs that they may have got. Refuses to act against a terrorist like Pannu. Of course, there the United States is equally guilty, if not more. India has repeatedly asked both the United States of America and Canada. Of course, now it remains to be seen what happens now that Donald Trump is there and he's talking about taking action against that so-called deep state and entrenched interests in Washington, D.C. But Canada has taken no action against Pannu. Refusing security to India's consular camp because it's scared that the 8 lakh Hindus there and the 7.5 lakh Sikhs there. And Justin Trudeau's hypocrisy will just expose that once again. He knows that they're not with the Khalistanis who are funding him. Arresting Hindus after the Khalistan attack and not taking any action, that Peel police, that compromised Peel police of Canada. Refusing to act against, and this is evidence, refusing to act against a government, a Canadian government employee who's been designated a terrorist, Sandeep Sidhu. There's evidence against him. Canada refuses to act against him. Removing Goldie Brar from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police wanted list. And that's a federal list. That's not a Peel police or a state list. RCMP is a central list. blocking foreign media outlets from carrying Dr. Jaishankar's interview. That just shows you the hypocrisy of Canada. Sushant Sareen, not one, but multiple instances. And perhaps I've left out half a dozen, Sushant Sareen.
Yeah, it's not just what he's done with India, it's what he's done to his own people. You remember the truckers' protest, which was a peaceful protest, and look at the way this Canadian government cracked down. But look, Gaurav, let's face it, it's not just about Trudeau and Jagmeet Singh. The rest of the Liberal Party, that woman Anita Anand, have you seen her hypocrisy? She doesn't even have the guts to say that it was the Khalistanis who attacked the Hindu temple. But then she will do virtue signaling, and there's been no pushback from the Hindu community against these people. Even within the Conservative Party, you have people like Arpit Khanna and others who have taken very, very, dubious positions on these matters.
Yes.
And frankly speaking, I also blame the Hindu and the Sikh community in Canada. Partly, I don't blame them because, they're living under this kind of an oppressive regime. But partly, I blame them for not getting organized.
Yes. Sushant Sareen, stay with me for a moment, because on India Today, we'll expose Justin Trudeau even further. There's a video of Justin Trudeau that India Today has accessed. He's addressing the Indian-Canadian diaspora. This is on Deepavali. Justin Trudeau has been heard saying there are many supporters of Khalistan in Canada, but they do not represent the Sikh community as a whole. There are supporters of the Modi government in Canada, but they do not represent all Hindu Canadians as a whole. Listen in, I'll get you more on that story.
There are many supporters of Khalistan in Canada, but they do not represent the Sikh community as a whole. There are many supporters of the Modi government in Canada, but they do not represent all Hindu Canadians as a whole.
Justin Trudeau's name is synonymous, Milan Sharma, Justin Trudeau's name is synonymous with hypocrisy. Sikhs are not Khalistanis. He knows that. And yet he panders to the Khalistanis for those Sikh votes.
Well, that's right, Gaurav. We've accessed this video from one of the addresses that he's giving to the Indian diaspora over there. And, of course, not all Khalistani supporters are Sikhs, certainly. But what Justin Trudeau is saying, that even not all Modi supporters in Canada are, Hindu Canadians. And that is the kind of audacity and hypocrisy that is being shown by Justin Trudeau at the moment. Of course, he's pandering for votes of not just the Khalistan supporters, the Sikh community, as well as the Hindu Canadian community, which is a huge diaspora in Canada. So certainly these kind of statements that are coming forward from Justin Trudeau clearly show the kind of narrative that they are trying to play on in Canada. They're not supporting the Hindu Canadians when it comes to the temple attacks. They are arresting only Hindu Canadians and other people who were part of the retaliation that happened after violence broke up, due to the Khalistan provocation. But they're not arresting anyone from the K groups and talking about, bringing the Hindu diaspora together. So his statements are on both sides. And of course, all this is being done for pandering, for the vote bank of, Canada at the moment.
Milan,
but
keep tracking that story. I will come back to you for more. But Justin Trudeau and his entire the lobby of those hypocrites who back him, including Jagmeet Singh, they are now shivering. They're shivering because their achhe din are over. Donald Trump has come to the United States of America, and Donald Trump, the president-elect, has referred to Justin Trudeau as that far-left lunatic. Much more on the story in the days and weeks ahead. Sushant Sareen, many thanks for joining me. We'll track the story closely. Time now for a quick break. Akshita Nandagopal joins us from Wayanad on the other side of a quick break. Stay with us.
जमाने से हटकर बेबाक है मेरा सिग्नेचर। Signature finest cardamom seeds, a premium product from Dilbar Group.
ये खेल उनका पुराना हो चुका है। ये खेल महाराष्ट्र में नहीं चलेगा। ये खेल लोकसभा चुनाव में भी नहीं चला। इस राज्य में ना कोई बटेगा ना कटेगा। बटेंगे तो आप लोग। बात ऐसी है कि ये बीजेपी वाले खुद बटे हुए हैं। ये बीजेपी वाले खुद बटे हुए हैं। दूसरों को बांटने की बात करते हैं, खुद बटे हैं। योगी आदित्यनाथ मुंबई आने वाले हैं तो उनके नाम से ये घोषणा लगी है, बटेंगे कटेंगे बटेंगे कटेंगे। योगी जी को 4 भाई है, 4 भाई 40 साल में एक साथ नहीं मिले हैं कभी। कौन बटे हैं? योगी अपने माँ बाप को नहीं मिल सकता है कभी जाकर। योगी जी, हाँ, उनके पिताजी का देहांत हो गया, योगी जी वहां नहीं गए। क्या बटने के बाद? अपना परिवार एक नहीं है। आपका परिवार बटा हुआ है सबका। मोदी जी का परिवार बटा हुआ है और आप क्या हमको बटेंगे कटेंगे की बात करते?